This is still the AM show, and we're getting into AM talk. Joining me for the conversation is Roxanne Nelson Nafia Mekpo, who's a member of parliament for South Dai. Good morning to you.
Morning to my good people in South Dai.
Okay.
Peki Pali Tongo.
I always find it exciting when you say Pali.
Peki Pali Tongo.
Peki Pali Tongo. Okay, so the
four
Peki,
traditional
Peki Pali
Tongo.
Tongo.
Yes.
Okay. Okay, all right.
You can't leave any out.
when you mention them together, I mean, all this while I thought it was like one
No.
area.
It's Peki Pali Tongo.
Okay. All right, great. So this morning there were a number of issues that have come up that we're going to be talking about, and we'll be getting into it. The main issue has to do with the fuel price increases and the threat by the transport operators who are saying that they would want to see at least 5 taxes removed.
Yes,
and so that it will bring down the price of you. Everybody was thinking that they would get into negotiations with government, as they usually do, so that they would come up with an expected or an agreeable increase in transport fares. But then this time, no. They're deciding that we're just going to let's get 5 taxes off it. And if we get the 5 taxes off it, automatically it's going to reduce the price of fuel. But you know that it's unrealistic to expect the government is going to scrap all the taxes. We'll come to that conversation. But I want us to start with what is going on in Keta.
Yes,
and
my homeland.
Yeah, and the phenomenon where we're having sea flooding. The sea is essentially taking over people's homes. And you wake up one morning and your home is underwater. It's something that's been of concern, but it's not new. It's something that we've been trying to resolve for a long time with the construction of the sea defense wall. I don't know what you're picking up from the area. We were hoping that, or NADMO has indicated that it's going to give the people some relief, that they should expect some relief today. But what's the very latest, if you're picking anything from the communities?
Yes, yesterday we had a press conference. This matter was raised in Parliament by my caucus chairman. That's the chairman for the Volta caucus, the Honorable Kwesi Bedra, raised the matter. And it was debated very, very heatedly. The essence of the call yesterday was for NADMO to, as a matter of urgency, intervene by providing relief items to the people. 1, shelter. 2, foodstuffs. And 3, some makeshift arrangement so that children can continue to receive education, because a lot of school buildings have also been deluged and some destroyed, as it were. And farmlands too are mainly gone. So the livelihood of the people in terms of farming, the irrigation that they do is destroyed for now. In the long term, I appreciate the fact that, and that's my homeland.
Okay.
I come from Way. And so the entire stretch between Anyami to the Aflao border is what is under threat now. But the devastation has hit communities like Gaveji, Kajikope, Anyami, Jita, Anglo itself, that's Angloga, Keta itself, and some other Blakutu and Co. Now, what is interesting is the fact that, in fact, the area where Gapoha intends to build a Keta seaport, it's also being pounded by the sea. So, my question is, what sort of environmental engineering has been done so far so that the construction of the seaport will not compound the problem? Because the site is also under destruction. You understand the point I'm making?
But I would want to believe that if they're putting up a seaport, essentially, it's also like you can regulate the water.
Exactly. But so I am getting there. You know, one of the effects that you can have for building a seaport is the diversion of the flow of the waves. You know, the waves as we see them too, there's a pattern. So if you construct a seaport and you construct those long breakers, then we are going to shift the focus of the waves to another area.
Side, okay.
And so those other areas may suffer more from the devastating effect of either the backwash. The backwash is the one that comes back when the sea splashes, when the waves crash. The one that comes by is the backwash. When it splashes, that is the swash. So there are two types. Either the destruction is caused by the swash when the waves hits, or the backwash, because sometimes of the gradient, they come faster, so they erode the coastline. These are the geology of these things. Now, I agree that generally sea levels are rising, and what we are experiencing here is causing serious devastation in places like Philippines and Mauritius and those island nations. So I'm aware that it's a global phenomenon. So the entire Anglo area is under threat. In 50 years to come, is the area going to be available for our people to reside?
We probably don't have 50 years.
Exactly. Because given the rate at which, and this matter is been ages-long matter. Professor Kofi Awuno has written about it. If you recall his poem, "The Sea is Our Land at Home." Even Kwesi Brew from South Pond, I think, that famous poet, also has written about the devastating effects of the destruction of the sea on their homelands. And the most important thing is, what is government's commitment to completing the phase 2 of the Keta defense, of the sea defense project? As we speak, the entire coastline of Ghana is being devastated by this phenomenon. It's not Anglo alone. In fact, presently we have sea defense projects as a result of the effect of the sea. We have sea defense projects going on in Keta as we speak, in Anyami as we speak, in Adan. The Adan one has been completed, but I think it was completed recently. Then we have Takrady Sea Defense Project. We have Amanfukuma Defense Project. We have Axim. We have Discof. We have Commander. We have Pram-Pram. Pram-Pram one was awarded just last year at the cost of $69 million. So, Israel, this is a huge developmental problem facing us. But the concerns of my people now is interim relief in terms of shelter, clothing, foodstuffs, makeshift arrangement for school children to be able to receive education. Now, if you saw some of the videos that others have taken, you see the sea practically flowing as if it's a river in flood. So the sea is actually flowing like a river across the highways, into the farmlands and into the Keta Lagoon. That is why you have seen homes completely deluged, completely submerged. Some are about half about the water level is about 1 meter high. So everything is completely gone. You know, and you can only appeal to central government to show commitment. Israel, it is not for nothing that the offices of institutions are decentralized. So when we say we have a district office for NADMO.
That's some of the images that you can see on your screen right
so
now.
When we say we have a district office for NADMO, it is not for fanciful reasons. It is for the ability of NADMO to be able to move in and bring comfort to the people in times like this. But NADMO is saying they have to come to Accra. So it means even the regional office in Ho is of no importance in the scheme of things. Why must we still be traveling to Accra to receive relief items? You know, that is somebody's home. And you see that the water levels are about a meter or so high.
I mean, there are people swimming in there. Some kids swimming in there, actually.
And what happens is that when it happens like this, it doesn't go away early.
It takes a while.
It takes a lot of, and because instead of the Hamatan setting in November, we are experiencing heavy rainfalls in November. So that's the entire town. The whole township is gone.
So the conversation that one of the issues that has come up is, should we be looking at, and you mentioned that we should have some interim relief. Should we be looking at relocating the whole community? I mean, all the communities affected.
You know, it's not as easy as you are stating it.
Because if you look at the millions,
that's an entire homeland.
If you look at the millions of dollars that would have to be spent on it, can we use that same millions to relocate the people, as in build structures for them? What we can do is that you will see, if you are traveling from Dabala all the way to Strongby, that stretch, we can begin to consider building planned communities. You know, communities well planned. You know, the population of Anglon is not dwindling; it's growing. You know, it's increasing. So, the idea rather should be, instead of the people continuing to settle, to build new homes, we can begin to move out toward the... So that they can build...
Yes, we can build those other areas and reduce the pressure on the sandbar. It's a huge sandbar. You know, it's a natural phenomenon.
Because there are people who are saying that we can build a sea defense wall, spend all the millions, and yet we may have the water, I mean, the sea level rising.
Yes, when the sea level rises, the water doesn't come from the sea. It seeps from the ground. Yes, the water bubbles from out of the sand. And that's my homeland. So when you dig about a feet,
there's water.
There's water.
The sea water.
It may not be sea water, but groundwater.
Okay.
But of course, it's the sea water mixed with the lagoon. You know, so if you dig, and we dig wells a lot in that area. We dig a lot of wells. So when you dig the well, you see, as soon as you are digging,
it's likely to be salty.
When you dig the well, interesting, it's not.
Okay,
yes.
That's interesting.
Yeah, it's when we're in school, the secondary school.
That's interesting.
We didn't have pipe-borne water for a long time, so we're using well water. It was fresh.
You mentioned Kofi Awono and he writing about Keta and all of that. There's one.
And Kwesi.
There's one poem this is by Kobna Akwa that I'd want to share. I mean, just because we empathize with the people of Keta and the affected communities. So this one says, I want to go to Keta before it's washed away, before the palm trees wither and drown outside the bay. I want to go to Keta where the boys drum all the day and the girls dance agbaja to keep the tears away. I want to go to Keta while yet they live, who care to point out like a star that frothing spot out there. I want to go to Keta where they would sit with Dada. Those days the sea was
Dada.
Dada. Those days the sea was land. I want to go to Keta while yet there's place to stand. I want to go to Keta before the tenderness of grief so keen and bitter chills to cold callousness and the vagueness of laughter drowns the shared joy of pain. I want to go to Keta. It might not long remain. So I mean, people have written about it.
So it's been about over 100 years matter. You know where Keta is now. What we call Keta is actually not Keta.
Okay.
That is actually Jelukope. My father and my grandfather, they told me that Keta used to be far off.
I can see if I give you the chance, you speak so passionately.
Yes, it's far off, and including Fort Presence-Time, where it is now. It used to be far off from the coast.
Yeah.
But Keta itself got destroyed also in the 60s. you know. And so this phenomenon, but gradually the sea is coming.
Yeah.
Because the sea levels are rising.
Hopefully we can get some finality to this, whether it's the people who have to be relocated or the sea defense wall has to be constructed. Hopefully we'll get
or we can do what the people in Dubai have done and the people in Holland have done. They've reclaimed the land successfully. You know, so we can do reclamation.
That's going to cost a whole lot more.
Oh, well, we are building projects. The sea defense projects alone cost millions. And so land reclamation can also be considered.
All right, let's go to...